Hi, how you doing? Let's talk with Yolanda. How are you today? It is absolutely beautiful out there. Hermoso días. Te precioso. I am grateful and humble to be on this platform. I'm grateful that you give me some of your time. So today I want to talk about reacting. We all do it, so let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk with Yolanda. And before we get started, I would like to do a breathing exercise with you. Hopefully you'll do it back with me. If not, share it with someone else, because it can always help the next person, even if it can't help ourselves. I hope that you have your blinds open today. I have mine open kind of halfway because it's a little hot outside and kind of want to keep it cool and chill, but I do have it open to bring some of that sun and vitamin D in. It's very important, to allow some of it to come in. We don't want to be completely in a dark place, because you may be in a dark space. Can we talk about it, people? How you doing? Let's talk. Before we start, I want to do the breathing exercise. On 3, we're going to inhale in. We're going to exhale out. We're going to inhale in, exhale out, inhale, exhale. At your own pace, okay? Just as an icebreaker, just to bring in some calmness, okay? Hey Aisha, how you doing? So on 3, 1, 2, 3, breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Let's get started. So today, Aisha, thank you so much for joining me. Today I want to talk about reaction. I want to talk about reactions because there's so many different reactions going on with just the mere fact that our children are returning to school, and the Delta variant may take our anxiety from a 3 to a 10, 10 to a 15, 15 to a 20, with the fact of the COVID itself and our children wearing masks, the pros, the cons. Oh, I don't think my child should wear a mask. They should breathe. Oh, I feel like my child should wear a mask. This COVID is real. This COVID is real. I don't personally believe that it's going away anytime soon. I myself was self-disclosed affected by COVID, that took a loved one out of here, that basically put him in a hospital for 2 months, and he went in and never came out, So the COVID is definitely real. So you can go out, you can be in gatherings, but you still have to say, this COVID is real. Do I really want to get caught up in the mix? Do I want to still wear my mask? Do I want to still wash my hands? Do I want to still be very mindful and very cautious of my reaction? Because some reactions have an adverse reaction, and some reactions is irreversible. Okay, can we talk? How you feeling today? So I wanted to talk to you today, and I wanted to talk about reaction. I wanted to talk about, the violence that's going on, and with our children going back and forth to school. Does it heighten the fear? How do we react to it? Do we put them on the bus, or do we take them? Do we pick them up? What do we do here? It's about a reaction, And it's also about mindfulness. It's also about being aware. It's also about, having the fears, but working through the fears, okay? Saying what are the pros and cons and putting them on the table, and saying, okay, if my child is going to go to school, I need to sit down and talk to them and let them know the seriousness of the Delta virus, the seriousness of education, and at the same time be with your friends, socialize with your friends, but also be mindfulness, of your surroundings and what you're doing, okay? To eliminate some of your stress, okay? Can we talk, people? So I want to bring something to you today about reacting. There's different things that you can react on, just, watching, the news, social media, the violence that plague our streets, the violence that plague our children, killing each other, versus, the different things that we see on social media, that's happening to our loved one, to someone that we know. Okay, can we talk about it here? How you doing today? So what I wanted to bring to you is reacting. Sometimes whatever we encounter in life, there are three basic reactions. You may have like, dislike, indifferences. Can we talk about it here? These instinctive reactions may be so conditioned and habitual that we don't even notice them consciously. Can we talk about it? Yet, the difference is how we filter our experiences throughout our lives. We have the fresh, direct experience of the world through our senses, and then immediately, one of these three things, such as attachment, aversion, indifferences. Let's break them down. This is like fight or flight, okay? It's like fight or flight. It's like our reactions, how we respond. It's like, what do we do? Do we react, or do we pause and say, let me sit down, let me think about this before I react? Or do things trigger your reaction, or do we get attached? We get attached like we like things, we've all been there, you get attached to something and don't want to let it go, or don't want to see it go, okay? Or craving things like wanting to hold on. Sometimes we hold on too tight. Sometimes we hold on to things that we should have let go a long time ago, like, pause, because we're holding on too tight. And maybe it's like a rope, and we're pulling onto the rope, but we're holding the rope, and we're holding the rope so tight that rope can go over the cliff and take us over the cliff with it. Can we talk about it? How you doing today? Yes. Holding on to the experience, we find pleasure, not wanting to let go. You could be in a relationship that is not going downhill. It's already downhill. It's been downhill. But that nurturingness want to come out, and you want to fix things. Well, sometimes there's nothing to fix. Sometimes you have to step away and pause and say, I need to take assessment of this. I need to take an assessment of myself, of how I'm thinking, because it caused how I'm reacting. Okay, can we talk about it? Aversion. Disliking things, pushing them away. The things that we don't like or want to avoid, the experience we find unpleasant. Sometimes that comes in, like sometimes facing our fears, okay? Sometimes, again, as we started this conversation off, and we talked about the fears of putting our children on the school bus, or putting them on SEPTA, or going to school with them as a reassurance to ourselves to say they're okay. All of that is fantastic, but you have to communicate. You have to collaborate. You have to be able to say, hey, let's talk. Let's role play. This Delta variant is real. We need to talk about it. I need to hear how you feel about it. How would you react to different situations? And let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's be open, so that when I leave, if I accompany you to school, and when I leave, I'm like, hey, I do believe in a higher power, and I'm going to leave it in the Lord's hands, because I feel like I've done my part, okay? I collaborated, and I kind of said, hey, these are the things. It's like the to-do list and the don't list, okay? Hey, Puerto Rico in the house. Hey, my family, what's up? Mary Lisa, thank you. God bless you too. Hello. So, it is very important for us to stop, pause, and think about things, because sometimes our reaction, sometimes can't reverse it. Can we talk about it? Let's talk about the indifferences. The indifferences, switching off from the things and experience that we don't notice or find interested. Don't give it too much space. It's like sometimes things that we should invite in, we don't. And sometimes the things that we shouldn't invite in, we invite them in with the suitcase and the luggage and everything else, and say, have a seat, take your time, kick your feet up. Sometimes that reaction, may be moving a little bit too fast. And then again, sometimes you can invite things in that you shouldn't, and you can't get rid of it, and that sets in anxiety. That sets in anger. That can trigger mental health, okay? That can trigger mental health, and again, reaction to know what triggers you and what doesn't trigger you, and what are solutions? How do I identify my behavior, my reaction, and do something about it, or do I react by acting like it's not there, when yes, it is there. Is real. Fear is real. Okay, anxiety is real, and if it's real to you, it's real to me. Okay, let's talk about it. How you feel today? How are you doing today? What are you reacting to And how are you reacting to it? You know, how are you reacting to it that it can keep you in a calm, moving forward mode, or reacting to it, or letting something trigger your reaction to it, triggers the anger, and the anger can turn into aggressiveness, it can turn into violence, it can turn into isolation, it can turn into fear of the unknown, that rational versus irrational. Okay, can we talk about it? It is my pleasure to be able to utilize this platform. I am humble, I'm grateful to be a part of it. I came on and I did chair yoga, and it was a request. So Tanya requested, Tanya, I heard you, and I tried to present it to you. I will be coming back on this platform on Fridays, and I will be doing chair yoga. I will be doing yoga itself. I will be doing exercise, because a part of self-care, a part of mental health is self-care, is being able to utilize different calming mechanisms. It's like, again, if you're feeling that your anxiety is out of the roof, off the chain, and it's 25 to a 30, you want to be able to bring it down. You want to be able to bring it down, and you want to be able to not react on things. Again, react on things that can take it from the 25 to the 50. Can we talk about it? So I will be coming on this platform, and I will be doing some different exercises that you can utilize for a calming mechanism, and to de-escalate, and to utilize when you're feeling that panic coming on, that anxiety coming on, that you may want to just take a moment and say, you know what, I need a moment. I need a moment to myself, to be good to myself, to be kind to myself, and bring it down. Bring it down, because if you had high blood pressure or any other ailments, you don't want your reaction to trigger other things. Can we talk about it? So today I wanted to come on, and I wanted to talk about reaction. I wanted to talk about how your behavior can alter your life. It can alter your life on your reactions. You know, sometimes a little bit of what I've discussed with you today was mindfulness. You know, mindfulness is not just being aware of your surrounding, but being aware of who you are, what you present, what you push off, or what you display, you know, or what can you do for self that can make you move forward, not allow just different energies to come in and leave you stuck. You know, nobody wants to be stuck, you know. However, there's help out here if you feel as though you're having suicidal ideations. I will post the number if you feel as though you're in a relationship and there's domestic violence, or if you're not in a relationship and there's domestic violence or there's aggressive behavior. I will post the number. If you feel that you have drug and alcohol issues, I will post the number for you to go get help, okay? If you would like to make an appointment with Let's Talk with Yolanda, I will also post my number if you would like to schedule an appointment. I will be coming on Fridays. I will be starting off with chair yoga and moving forward into just some different exercises that you can utilize to remain the best of you, you know, so that you can be as healthy as you can be and allow the stress to de-escalate. Because here's the thing, your reaction and your behaviors, if it was stress, it can start off like this and it can just get so big and out of control. So it's very important to take an assessment of what's going on with you. You know, again, we started off, we talked about the COVID, the Delta variant, you know, our children going to school, you know, if they're 12 and up, do they get a shot? If they're 12 and under, do they get the shot? You know, that alone can bring anxiety, can bring fears. So you have to collaborate. You have to share your feelings, your emotions. Don't boggle them in and suppress them, because all it does is it stacks. You know, a while back we talked and I shared with you how someone can have the shopping cart. And within that shopping cart, they can have so many things that they do not need, things that can hold them back, things that can keep them stuck. We talked about clutter. So a lot of that was in the shopping cart. But then again, we talk about reaction, and we talk about what you do to put in the cart, because if the cart belongs to you, we have to look at our reactions, because you're the one who put the stuff in the cart. And if it's cluttered in the cart, it's because you filled the cart up. But the cart can hold you back. You don't want to be held back. You want to move forward. And if something's in your way, then there's help. There's help out here. There's help out here. Or you can just call a family member. If you don't have a family member, call a friend. If you're close with your neighbor, talk with your neighbor, but talk with someone, you know. Again, if the blinds are closed, open them up. Let some vitamin D come in. It's absolutely a beautiful day. And yes, I have my water. This is a sparkling water. Something I got from Whole Foods, Italian Sparkles. You know, it is very important that when you are thinking about reacting, it's very important to take an assessment of everything. Take an assessment of your diet, what you eat. Take an assessment of, am I getting the proper sleep? Am I getting the proper rest? Am I on a bed that comforts my body? Or am I on a bed that the mattress needs to be changed, flipped over, turned around, something, okay? You know, but take an assessment of your reaction, slow it down. You're going to get there. Sometimes you rush and rush and rush and rush, but what are you rushing for? What are you rushing for? You may be rushing and may miss a lot on the way, or you may be rushing and not taking the time to think things out clearly, to give justice to yourself. Today I do have a piece that I would like to share with you. Thank you again for giving me your time. I appreciate you so much. Te aprecio. The quote is, I am not what has happened to me. I am what I chose to become. Carl Jung. Like that? I like that. I like that a lot. Because sometimes things happen. Sometimes things happen out of our control. And we walk with it. Sometimes we walk with it and it doesn't even belong to us. Sometimes that's that suppressed stuff. Sometimes we sit and wonder, why are we stuck? But do nothing about getting unstuck. Life is short. Life is also what you make it. Things could have happened to you in your past that does not have to govern your future. Be your own person. Love yourself. Because it's hard to give love to others if you don't even love yourself. Stop. Pause. When you feel the anger coming on, ask yourself, for every action, there's a reaction. Don't react. Don't react. Sit back and think about it and then react. Take a moment. Take a moment for yourself. Take a moment and say, my anxieties and my fears or my depression, if I react, I may pick up the phone. If I react, I may go get some help. If I react, I may open the blinds because I feel like I'm in a dark space. If I react, I may go to the door. Or my fear may be so strong that I can't go out the door. But today, I look at the door and say, I'm going to attempt to go to it. Or maybe I may pick the phone up and call someone that can kind of guide me and walk me through it. Basically, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you're good to yourself, you're good to your neighbors, you love yourself and love your neighbors. Because this variant of this Delta virus is here and is real. There's people that we see today and we talk to on the phone may not even be here tomorrow. So maybe if you're isolating and if you're in a house and you don't want to go out, maybe you may want to call one of the people that you haven't talked to in a minute. Okay? I will see you back on Friday if it's the Lord's will. I will be doing chair yoga. I hope that you come to join me. And again, if this cannot help you, please share it because it may help someone else. You could be helping someone else move forward that may have been stuck. It is absolutely a beautiful day. Yes, I am getting ready to get out in it. Take your water and, you may have your juice or your sodas, but you may want to just flush yourself and just take the water and move forward. Treat yourself, okay? Here's to you. I I will see you again on Friday. I will be doing the chair yoga. It has been my pleasure. I say thank you so much for your time and for your feedback and for just being on this journey with me. Until we meet again, love yourself. See you later.